Hi, it's Linda Emsley from Lovelali, talking to you from Darwin, Australia. And I'm recently qualified as a financial fitness bootcamp coach. It's very exciting. I just wanted to share a little bit more of my story with you, and that is about developing the perfect account structure. Now, when I first started on this whole process of working through the financial fitness bootcamp, I have to admit I really hit overwhelm. There was just so much information and different ways of thinking about my situation that I came across. But not just that, some of the emotional stuff that I had to deal with was really coming to grips with the fact that it wasn't actually all my fault. Yes, my husband and myself were in a difficult situation, but I had been spending a lot of the last 10 years blaming myself, for me personally, for some of the choices that I had made that had created this situation. When in actual fact, when you sit down and start looking at your situation, there are so many contributing factors. It's not down to one singular thing and one singular decision by one part of a partnership. So that was a really great lesson for me to learn. And it just made my progress through the rest of the boot camp so much easier until I got to the account structure bit. And I got to the account structure bit and I looked at what our existing account structure was and what Dr. Tony is asking us to establish as the perfect account structure. And I was looking from one to the other thinking, okay, I can see the value of doing this, but how do I get there? How do I get from this is what I've got to this is actually going to work for me? And the appeal for me was in the perfect account structure, the clarity that it provided for me. For our current account structure, I kind of had an idea that things were going in here. There was some spaghetti magic stuff happening in the middle. There were bits disappearing out here and going out the side there and coming back in. It was a bit of a schmozzle and I didn't really have a clear idea of what exactly was happening. Whereas with this account structure, I could see it was there clear on paper. I can see, yep, money comes in here. It sits in here. I get to have this bit here. My husband gets to have this bit here. This amount goes over here for my freedom. And to establish my freedom, I have to set up a safety net. Yep, kind of get that. But my favourite bit, the debt terminator. Oh my God, I love you, debt terminator. So I'm very happy to see my surplus divvied up and contributing to my emergency buffer, which is very much needed, and the debt termination plan. Hang in for that one, kids. It's a brilliant one. So, when I could see the clarity of that, and then when I sat down and truly looked at what we actually had and what we needed, the transition across wasn't that terrible at all. I basically had some of the framework there. I just needed to tweak a few bits, like adding a very clear goals account. That's a really powerful thing to do. And it's something that I actually used to do as a kid. I'd have pocket money and I'd have this is the bit for me to spend and this is the bit I'm putting away for Christmas. So, that concept has come back into my life where this is the bit that I can spend and this is the bit I'm putting aside for Christmas or holiday or whatever it is that it's going to be. So, setting up a couple of extra accounts, although it may seem cumbersome to you when you sit down to start doing it, really powerful stuff because it gives you that breath of hope, that sense of motivation, that feeling like I'm taking control of my finance and I'm telling my money where it goes and what it's doing for me, rather than it disappears into an account and all these bits get taken out and I get left at the end of the day with, oh, I have to wait until next month. So, persevere with the perfect account structure module. It is well worth working through. And if you do find yourself suffering from doubt, fear, because it does come up, we're talking about money and we're talking about change. Two biggest things that are guaranteed to kick up some fear and resistance in your life. So, if you find yourself struggling, you are in one of the most supportive, the most helpful communities that I have ever experienced myself online. Just reach out and ask for help. There are people in the Facebook group who are more than happy to share their experience with you and answer your questions. And if you feel like you need more experienced and perhaps specific help to your particular situation, there are a number of certified coaches available to you. And we come from all different backgrounds with our own experiences and our own understanding of what it's like to deal with some of the fear and resistance that you may currently be experiencing. So don't hesitate, reach out. Your best chance of succeeding in what it is you're planning to do is to get help along the way rather than get stuck and get discouraged and walk away. That is the worst possible thing you can do. So be brave, have courage, stick your hand up and say, can I just have some help here, please? And you'll get it. And then you'll be able to set your perfect account structure in place and have things started to automate for you and start feeling that sense of relief. Yes, there is a horizon, and yes, it is opening up in front of you. Thanks very much for listening to me, and I hope that my sharing of my story has been of some use to you. And if there's anything else that I could help you with in particular, please don't hesitate to get in touch. But as I said, there's a whole raft of coaches here available, and if I'm not the right one for you, there is somebody else in our team who would be perfect for you. Thanks a lot. See you now.